This isn't just another workout routine. We're about to dissect the science, the often overlooked mechanics, and the psychological warfare you need to wage against your own limitations to forge front deltoids that redefine your physique. We'll unveil the secrets to unlocking unprecedented growth, not just through endless reps, but through intelligent, targeted, and scientifically backed strategies that will revolutionize your shoulder training and deliver the powerful, commanding presence you've always craved. Prepare to discover the true path to colossal front delts, a journey that will leave you stronger, more confident, and utterly transformed. The quest for truly colossal front shoulders, those prominent, cannonball-like masses that give your upper body a three-dimensional, powerful aesthetic, is often misunderstood. Many lifters tirelessly press, push, and hoist, yet find their anterior deltoids stubbornly refusing to swell to the proportions they envision. The truth is, the front shoulder, while undeniably worked in countless pressing movements, demands a more nuanced and strategic approach for truly exceptional growth. It's a muscle that, despite its relatively small size compared to, say, the quadriceps or pectorals, holds immense visual significance and contributes profoundly to overall upper body dominance. Ignoring its specific needs is akin to building a magnificent house with a weak foundation. It simply won't stand the test of time, or rather, the test of true hypertrophy. Let's begin by understanding the anterior deltoid's primary function and its intricate interplay with other muscles. The front deltoid's main role is shoulder flexion, the act of raising your arm forward and upward. It also assists in internal rotation and horizontal adduction. Crucially, it's a powerful synergist in all pressing movements, from bench presses to overhead presses. This is where the plot thickens. Because it's so heavily involved in these compound exercises, many lifters assume that simply getting stronger at pressing will automatically lead to gargantuan front delts. This assumption, while seemingly logical, often becomes a significant roadblock to targeted growth. While compound movements provide a foundational stimulus, they rarely isolate the anterior deltoid sufficiently to maximize its hypertrophic potential. Think of it this way. A chef uses many ingredients to make a dish, but to highlight a specific flavor, they might add more of that one ingredient. Similarly, to highlight and grow the front deltoid, we need more focused attention. The real secret lies in understanding the concept of sufficient stimulus. For a muscle to grow, it needs to be challenged beyond its current capacity. For the front deltoid, this often means moving beyond what incidental work it receives during your chest and triceps days. We need to intentionally overload it, target it, and fatigue it in a way that signals to the body, hey, this muscle needs to get bigger and stronger. This is where the magic of targeted isolation and intelligent programming truly begins to unfold. Consider the common overhead press. While an excellent compound movement for overall shoulder development, the contribution of the anterior deltoid can be shared with the medial deltoid, triceps, and even the upper pectorals, depending on the grip and form. To truly emphasize the front deltoid, we need to manipulate movement patterns to minimize assistance from these other muscle groups. This doesn't mean abandoning compound movements. Rather, it means strategically supplementing them with exercises that place a disproportionate load on the anterior deltoid. One of the most potent weapons in your arsenal for front deltoid development is the front raise. But not just any front raise. The execution, the angle, and the load are paramount. Many people perform front raises with excessive momentum, swinging the weight up, or using weights that are simply too heavy, engaging their traps or lower back. The goal here is strict, controlled movement, focusing on the contraction of the front deltoid throughout the entire range of motion. Imagine a laser beam shooting from your anterior deltoid, guiding the weight. The hand should be pronated, palm facing down, or neutral, palms facing each other, to further emphasize the front deltoid. A slight internal rotation at the top of the movement, as if pouring water from a pitcher, can also enhance the contraction, adding a subtle twist that maximizes muscle fiber recruitment. The key is to feel the muscle working, to establish that elusive mind-muscle connection. If you're not feeling it in your front deltoid, you're likely compensating. Lighten the load, slow down the tempo, and truly focus. Now, let's inject a twist. What if the very exercise you think is building your front deltoids is actually limiting their growth? Many lifters rely heavily on the barbell overhead press. While a fantastic strength builder, the fixed bar path can often lead to a less optimal recruitment of the anterior deltoid compared to its dumbbell counterpart, especially for those with less flexible shoulders. The dumbbells allow for a more natural, adaptable path, often facilitating a stronger mind-muscle connection with the anterior deltoid. Furthermore, consider the angle. Performing a seated dumbbell overhead press with the bench at a slight incline, say, 80 degrees instead of 90, can subtly shift the emphasis more towards the anterior deltoid while still engaging the medial deltoid. It's a small change, but in the intricate world of muscle hypertrophy, small changes can yield significant payoffs. Another often underutilized exercise for monstrous front deltoids is the plate-loaded front raise. The plate, held by its sides, allows for a more stable and controlled movement, often leading to a stronger contraction than dumbbells for some individuals. The wider grip and consistent tension can create a unique stimulus that your front deltoids haven't encountered before, forcing them to adapt and grow. Experiment with different grip widths on the plate to find what feels most effective for you. This often overlooked variation can be a game changer, providing a fresh challenge and preventing your muscles from becoming accustomed to the same old stimulus. Remember, variety, when intelligently applied, is a powerful driver of growth. But what about the concept of progressive overload? It's the bedrock of all muscle growth, and the front deltoid is no exception. This isn't just about adding more weight, it's about continuously challenging the muscle in various ways. This could mean increasing reps, increasing sets, decreasing rest periods, or even increasing time under tension through slower eccentrics or isometric holds at the top of the movement. For the front deltoid, incorporating partial reps at the top of a full range of motion front raise, where the muscle is fully contracted, can be incredibly effective for squeezing out those last few muscle fibers and maximizing the hypertrophic stimulus. Imagine pushing beyond the burning, beyond the discomfort, into a realm where growth is inevitable. This is where true determination meets scientific application. And here's a crucial insight that might surprise you: don't neglect your rear deltoids. While seemingly counterintuitive when aiming for huge front shoulders, a strong and balanced shoulder girdle is paramount for both injury prevention and optimal front deltoid development. A strong posterior chain of the shoulder provides stability, allowing your anterior deltoids to fire more effectively and with greater force during pressing movements. Think of it as a strong anchor. Without it, your ship, your front deltoid, can't push forward with maximum power. Incorporate exercises like face pulls, band pull-aparts, and reverse flies into your routine. This holistic approach ensures not only massive front deltoids but also healthy, functional, and well-rounded shoulders. It's a payoff that extends beyond aesthetics, translating into increased strength and reduced risk of injury. Now, let's talk about volume and frequency. The anterior deltoid, being a smaller muscle and frequently engaged in other movements, can tolerate a higher frequency of training than larger muscle groups. However, this doesn't mean endless sets every day. A strategic approach involves targeting the front deltoid directly 2 to 3 times per week, with adequate recovery in between. For example, you could incorporate dedicated front deltoid work at the beginning of your chest day, or as part of a dedicated shoulder day. The key is to accumulate sufficient weekly volume to stimulate growth without overtraining. Listen to your body. Fatigue is a signal, not a weakness. Pushing too hard, too often, can lead to diminishing returns and even injury. The often overlooked secret weapon in your arsenal for front deltoid growth isn't a new exercise or a fancy supplement. It's time under tension. When performing front raises, resist the urge to simply lift and drop the weight. Instead, focus on a controlled concentric, lifting, phase, a brief peak contraction, and a slow, controlled eccentric, lowering, phase. Aim for a 2:02 or even a 3:03 tempo, seconds for concentric, pause at top, seconds for eccentric. This extended time under tension creates more micro tears in the muscle fibers, signaling a stronger need for repair and growth. It's a grueling, burning sensation, yes, but it's precisely that sensation that heralds incoming gains. What if your front deltoids are lagging despite consistent effort? The answer might lie in your grip width during pressing movements. A narrower grip on the barbell bench press or overhead press will naturally shift more of the load onto the triceps and anterior deltoids. While not an isolation exercise, subtly adjusting your grip can provide an additional, intense stimulus to your front deltoids during these heavy compound lifts. It's a minor tweak with potentially significant payoff, demonstrating how small adjustments can lead to big results. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, is the concept of mind-muscle connection. This isn't some mystical ability. It's the conscious effort to focus your mental energy on the muscle you are trying to work. For the front deltoid, this means actively thinking about squeezing, contracting, and feeling the anterior deltoid throughout every repetition. Before each set, take a moment to visualize the muscle working. During the set, actively concentrate on the contraction. If you're just going through the motions, you're leaving gains on the table. This mental engagement, this unwavering focus, is the differentiator between simply moving weight and truly building muscle. It's the silent battle you wage with your own body, a battle you must win to unlock its full potential. So, are you ready to stop just exercising and start building? Are you prepared to embrace the intelligent, nuanced approach that will transform your front shoulders from average to awe-inspiring? The path to truly massive front deltoids isn't about more, it's about smarter. It's about precision, intention, and an unwavering commitment to the science of growth. Implement these strategies, feel the burn, and witness the undeniable transformation. Your journey to colossal front deltoids begins now. The mirror awaits your new, commanding presence.